All right, welcome back. This is going to be a bit of an experiment. I'm not going to be sharing or I'm not going to have a camera on my face. I'm just not sure how much that really adds. And then the other problem with that is just showing my face on camera is sometimes requires kind of more than I'm able to give. So right now I'm just kind of waking up and like not ready um to like show my face on the camera. Um, so I don't want that to prevent me from making a video. So I'm gonna make a video uh in my current state, which is just like lounging in a really comfortable way and not worrying about um having my face on the camera. So I'm gonna continue on with this uh experience network uh, uh, technology professional series. I think there's just two more videos to go in it. I want to finish this series as soon as I can because I want to move on to a better series. I want to do a series on uh, the the LPIC 1, and I want to have that series be not a series to teach people it, just a series that is about me studying it. I probably will do some reading out loud, just because sometimes that helps me to focus and people might appreciate that. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing on this YouTube channel, to be honest. Like sometimes I wonder if I just need a total reevaluation of like because there's other channels that are like there's a really good one, Cloud. So like if you type in Gina Cloud, um, Uh, oh, well, I can't find it. But like even this one, like, that's three and a half thousand views. Um, just like doing PowerPoints and stuff. So like I feel like I'm going about this in a way that doesn't make any sense. I was just doing it kind of to motivate myself to do my own self-study, and I think it makes more sense to like take it seriously and use it to get some actual real passive income from it, um, and do things that make more sense. Um, but anyways, let's move on to the second to last. So we're going to be doing this video here on the ability to manage, plan, and manage projects. So let's type that in there. To gain the ability to plan and manage projects, there are several steps you can take. Gain knowledge of project management methodologies. Learn about project management methodologies such as Agile, Waterfall, and Scrum. Understand the processes involved in project initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and closure. Gain practical experience. Take on relevant projects to gain real-world experience in project management. This will help you develop skills such as risk management, team communication, and project tracking. Attend training and certification courses. Attend training courses on project management to obtain recognized certifications such as PMP, CAMP, or Prince2. This will validate your knowledge and skills in project management and increase your credibility. This is actually something I haven't considered before. If I go to my career here and then I go to technical development, and then I go to certifications, you can see I've only got technical certs here, but it actually might make sense to add in a project management cert just because a lot of the uh like I find professionally, um technical skills are only one part of the equation. And I actually find, you might not hear from this said by a lot of other people, I actually find that you can go too far deep into technical skills sometimes. Um, because first of all, there's the Dunning-Kruger effect, where your confidence is really, really high when you have a little bit of exposure. So like that's not necessarily um the goal, but at the same time, I feel like talking to some recruiters and in job interviews sometimes, if you're in that Dunning-Kruger spike of confidence, like you're just going to do better during interviews because like nobody really knows the difference about whether you're an expert or not. And then that confidence is kind of infectious and like really reassuring. So like honestly, like this is really cynical and I wish I weren't saying this, but the Dunning-Kruger um peak of confidence probably is kind of beneficial to be in, to be honest. But that could just be my cynicism talking. The thing that I really think um is true is that the more you become an expert at something, um, kind of the less confident you, or your confidence rises according to the graph that is shown to explain Dunning-Kruger. But you know that takes time. So like, okay, let's spend 20 years learning one thing. Well, now you're pigeonholed into that one thing, and then in addition to that, the absolute details, intricacies of that thing probably aren't relevant in most situations. So you could learn 80% of that thing in a year, um, and be able to use it in 80% of the situations, or you could learn 100% of that thing in 10 years, and then the 20% that it took you the extra 9 years to learn, you're only going to see 20% of the time. So it's like, I think there is a point where technical skills, there's like a bar you need to meet, and going over the bar is good. I think it's important to some degree, but going so far over the bar that you spent 20 years learning something that's just not relevant is a trap and a pitfall that I think is is important to know about and important to avoid. And one of the ways I plan to avoid this myself is to be focusing a bit more on breadth as opposed to depth in the next part of my career. So we can see, instead of just trying again, multiple times to get the J and CIESP, which I tried about, really grateful for that program. Not saying people doing that is a bad idea, but what I'm saying is, that's an example of depth, and depth is breadth to an extent. But for me, especially, uh, focusing on breadth, I think is important. So I've got a variety of certifications that are not unreasonable to get. The LPIC, I might be able to get that in like a month. Firewall cert, Palo Altos, similarly, that might not take me that long. So, and then here's the big cert, DevNet, seeing DevNet all the way through to an IE level, because just thinking about what I want in my career and what's important to me, I want to get to an expert level in a career track that allows me to keep working from home remote. And then I want to establish longevity, health and wellness skills from home, exercise routines, diet plans, um, things like using a therapy light in the morning, those sorts of things to become really like serious about my health and wellness in addition to my career. So like for me, whatever I can do to stay out of the office is where I want my career to go, because you can't bring therapy lights in the office. You can't take, 10 to practice a musical instrument in the office. This is my career goal right now, and it may be different for other people. So having that breadth as opposed to the depth is where I want to go. And then if I want to go back into depth, I want to do that to entrench myself into a niche that makes sense for me, and that's not just kind of going with the flow, going where the wind takes me, and further entrenching myself in a place I just happen to be because of circumstance, and not a place that I'm actually aiming towards with intention, so that I can live my best life. Because you're not going to live your best life if you just kind of go where the flow takes you and really don't think about it. You're going to end up in these situations where, why can't I stop this? Why can't I stop that? Why can't I do the best? It's because you're not steering the ship that way. You're not intentionally moving towards that. You don't even know what that is. You're just, you're just a fish surrounded by water, and you've never been on the land, so you don't even know what it's like to be on the land. And that's a bad analogy because fishes can't survive outside of the water, but maybe you're a salamander or a amphibian and you actually can, but you've never tried. So, and maybe you prefer it up there. So, that's a rant kind of off topic, but that's a reason why, it might make sense for me to add a non-technical cert on there. I'm gonna add this PMP to my bookmarks for that, technical development bookmarks. Um, so yeah, so the certifications here, because that actually might make a lot of sense. And just to have that versatility of skills, really understanding project management, really understand, because as an engineer, you've got to use Agile. You're a part of the project management, but you're in it from within, and sometimes the overall, um sometimes you lose kind of the forest for the trees, just being like in. So like having a sense of like how you can aid the project overall and not kind of get stuck on things that won't matter in the end, which I think can be a big problem for engineers, as I mentioned, is to just get really, oh, well, we're going to set up port security and we're going to use sticky MAC addresses. And it's like, okay, great. Like, you're going to have these complicated configuration settings inside a segregated portion of the network behind, a firewall. It's like inside of a secure lockdown building. It's like, how much does that really matter? And how much will it hold up the project, which needs to get done in a week? So, like, that's important to know because you got to have these trade offs, and you've definitely got to make decisions that make sense. So, knowing a lot about project management could help uh, determine how to pick your battles and make decisions that make sense. Okay, so then the next part is to improve your communication skills. Communication is critical in project management. Work on improving both your written and verbal communication skills to effectively convey project progress, challenges, and goals to team members, stakeholders, and clients. Then use project management software. Utilize project management software such here we go. This is good. So Asana, I'm going to search for that. Microsoft Project, that's probably uh, pretty widely available, or Zoho Projects to help you with planning, scheduling, and tracking projects. This will help you manage projects more efficiently and effectively. So by taking the above steps, you can gain the ability to plan and manage projects and become an effective project manager. Okay, so this I'm going to put in the description. I'll also put some links to these project management tools, um, some being better than others. I kind of like so this looks like a Gantt chart I learned about. Yeah, it's a Gantt chart. That's something important to know about. This is one of these sign up sites, pricing, all that. So let's look for a tool. Okay, so tell me or name some project management software choices that are open source, online, and free. Okay, so so now we've got a bunch of them. So I think I'd like to focus on those more. Um, so I'll open all these, and then I'll include links to all of these in the description. All right, and then these are just a few examples. There are many other open source project management tools available. It's important to research and evaluate each tool to find the best fit for your needs. Another really cool thing to do with these AIs, and ChatGPT 4 is better for this, but it probably works with this one as well. I actually use ChatGPT 4 off camera a bit more now, since I'm paying for it, and I think it's more it's probably better than this one, I'm assuming, because you got to pay for it because it's based on GPT-4. But I think if you want to save the money, this one's probably still good to use. Let's do a test. Let's say, write me a function in Python 3 with comments that can be used for project management. Here we go. So I think honestly, this is probably your best bet in a lot of cases, especially now that there's these AIs that'll just write this for you. Um, just like write your own stuff in Python. Like, why not? Like these AIs will like tell you how to do that. Like especially like if you're gonna pay for like it's free, it's relevant because you made it, so like the things actually matter. It's not just like what somebody tells you matters but doesn't actually matter, because they're trying to sell something to you. They make it sound like it's amazing but you don't actually need it. Like if you're just writing your own stuff in Python, like it matters because you're there and you're doing it for a reason. So like that's one thing I would recommend, um for sure, for yeah, it's to like ask the AIs anything, whatever you're trying to learn about, ask it to write you something in Python that's related to it. Because or whatever language you want, but like developing your own ad hoc, you know, glue and duct tape tools, I think is good, especially since they're free, since they're relevant, and since you know how to change them without having to contact a support team. And then if you have a tool like Jira or whatever, um, you can say, write me some Python 3 code with comments that integrates into Jira. So you can, so like if you're comfortable writing your own tools and you're comfortable using Python, that doesn't mean that you're not using the tools from your company. And in fact, you can integrate your own writing with the tools. So like, yeah, this is probably, I'm not sure if this is relevant to what this video is on. This video is on, oh, and it is. So this video is on the ability to plan and management projects. So yeah, write some Python code to plan and manage projects. Use the AIs for that, tied into your internal tools through APIs. Um, so that's what I say. Pick up a cert so you kind of understand the industry best practices. Um, Utilize the free tools available, so you don't have to do everything from scratch and kind of reinvent the wheel, or go off on a tangent that's not as good as what's already out there. So yeah, that's what I say. Definitely write your own stuff. Start there, but um, be aware of what's already out there. Um, Pick up some certs maybe, and yeah. So I'll include this in there. I'll include the links to all of these in there. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the last video in the series.